You know, in any kind of medicine, there's this one huge question. How does a doctor really know what's wrong with a patient? Well, today we're going to dive into the ancient system of Ayurveda, but maybe not in the way you expect. We're not looking at remedies, we're looking at its incredibly deep philosophy of knowledge itself. It's a system built to answer one thing. How do you get from a simple guess to a solid certainty?
And it really all boils down to this, doesn't it? I mean, the stakes in medicine are as high as they get. You can't just base a decision on a hunch or a maybe. It has to be grounded in real, solid knowledge. So how do you make that leap? How do you go from an assumption to being truly certain? Turns out Ayurveda has a surprisingly structured way to tackle this.
Now, to get our heads around their answer, we have to talk about this word, epistemology. Yeah, it sounds super academic, I know, but the idea is actually pretty simple. It's just the study of how we know what we know. It's all about asking, where does our knowledge come from? Is it valid? And crucially, what are its limits? It's like the blueprint for building confidence in what you think is true.
So how does Ayurveda do it? Well, it doesn't leave that journey from assumption to certainty up to random chance. Not at all. It actually lays out a really clear, logical roadmap for a physician to follow.
And the heart of that roadmap is a concept called Pramāṇa. The best way to think about Pramāṇa is like an essential toolkit for a doctor. It's the set of tools they use to make sure the knowledge they're getting is true, it's valid, and it's reliable. This whole system ensures that every single diagnosis is based on sound thinking, not just a shot in the dark.
Okay, so what's actually in this toolkit? Ayurveda says there are 4 main methods, 4 pramanas, for getting to the truth. These are the 4 different paths a physician can take to really understand what's going on with a patient. So, let's break them down, one by one.
First up, we have Pratyakṣa. This is the most direct, most immediate way of knowing anything. It's literally everything a doctor can perceive with their own senses, what they can see, what they can touch, what they can hear, and then process with their mind. This is your foundational, first-hand evidence.
So in a real clinical setting, this is exactly what it sounds like. It's the doctor using their eyes for inspection, maybe looking at a patient's tongue or skin. It's them using their hands for palpation, feeling for temperature or swelling, or using their ears for auscultation, listening to the breath. It's all Pratyakṣa, just gathering that direct sensory data.
But what about all the stuff you can't see? I mean, that's a huge part of medicine, right? Well, that's where the second tool, Anumāna, comes into play. This is all about the power of logical reasoning, of inference. It's about connecting the dots between the symptoms you can see to understand the root cause that you can't.
Okay, here's a great example. A doctor might directly see a coated tongue and notice a patient has no appetite. That's Pratyakṣa, the direct observation. But from those visible clues, they use Anumāna to infer a condition that Ayurveda calls Agni-mandya, or a weak digestive fire. See? They're using pure logic to diagnose a hidden internal process based on those external clues.
All right, on to our third tool, and honestly, this one is absolutely crucial. It's called Yukti. This goes way beyond just observing or inferring. Yukti is all about intelligent application, about strategic thinking. It's that ability to juggle a ton of different factors at once and come up with a smart, cohesive plan. This is really where the art of medicine meets the science.
There's this fantastic saying that just nails the whole idea of Yukti. It goes, Yukti distinguishes a learned physician from a mere follower of texts. And that's so powerful, right? It means anyone can read a book and follow instructions, but a true physician uses Yukti to adapt, to innovate, and to create a plan that's perfect for that one unique person. It's active intelligence in action.
So in the real world, Yukti is the master plan. It's how a doctor figures out exactly which herbs to combine for a specific patient. It's how they adjust a treatment based on the time of year or the person's strength. It's about mapping out that entire healing journey. It's a dynamic, rational strategy.
And that brings us to our fourth and final tool, Āptopadeśa. This is the knowledge that comes from trusted, reliable authorities. Think of it as the wisdom that's been passed down through generations, especially in the classical texts written by ancient masters of the craft. This is the foundation that everything else is built on.
Now, this is a really important point. This is not about just blindly following some old book. No. Instead, you should think of Āptopadeśa as providing the time-tested, foundational principles that guide the other 3 tools. It gives the physician a reliable map, and then they use their direct perception, their inference, and their strategic mind to actually navigate the terrain.
So, when you take a step back and look at all 4 of these pramanas together, something really fascinating starts to emerge.
This ancient system for gaining knowledge, it actually starts to look a lot like something we're all pretty familiar with today, the modern scientific method.
I mean, just look at this comparison. Pratyakṣa, direct perception, is a perfect match for observation in science. Anumāna, making a logical inference, is exactly how you form a hypothesis. Yukti, that strategic application and modification of a plan, well, that's a whole lot like experimentation. And Āptopadeśa, the knowledge from authoritative texts, serves the same role as the foundational principles that all modern science is built on.
So what's the end goal here? What's the whole point of this entire intellectual framework? Well, it's definitely not just some philosophical exercise. The real purpose of using the Pramāṇas is to create what you could call the grounded physician.
And this is why all of this really matters. By using these 4 tools, a physician can make sure their diagnosis is actually accurate. That means the treatment they design is going to be rational and perfectly tailored, not just some random guess. It becomes the very foundation for ethical practice, because it forces every single medical decision to be grounded in clear, reliable, and validated ways of knowing.
And all of this leaves us with a pretty big final thought. Ayurveda offers this incredibly structured, deeply thoughtful way of understanding medical knowledge. And it really makes you wonder if every system of medicine, old and new, has its own unique way of knowing. Just imagine what profound insights they could all gain by actually learning from one another.